Wasn't obviously the result we wanted, but the performance really is something that is unacceptable for this club. So no excuses from us. That just wasn't good enough. Do want to give Pittsburgh credit. They're a good team. They always have been. Fought very hard, but unacceptable from us.
John, what did you see out of your club? I mean, you said it's unacceptable, but what was off?
Well, I would say that once we got up a goal, and we should have then established even more control of the game, we did the opposite. We had turnover after turnover. We played very direct at that point, and consequently, we were a little tired from defending so much. And the one part that I know we can fix is that when that happens, we have to have some resolve. We have to have an answer. And in particular, I haven't seen the first goal back, but our inability to step out and now reapply pressure to Pittsburgh just allowed them to have a chance at our goal, and that's the first thing. Then I just think coming out of halftime, I mean, that's very uncharacteristic of us to come out that way and make the mistakes. It's even more uncharacteristic for us not to come out and fight, because we had plenty of time to get back into this game, despite all the craziness that happened, and a lot of added time there, a lot of stoppages, but it's on us to do a better job managing the game and getting ourselves back in it. And really, I don't even think we did a great job of creating opportunities, and that's again, I think that's something we'll have to fix.
Do you think all the time away from the field, the past 3.5, 4 months, did that have any impact? Did that make you more disjointed, anything like that?
I mean, there's no question that until you play an opponent and you're in a real game, that you can't replicate that, and that's the hard part for both of us, Pittsburgh and ourselves. So yes, but I mean, you look at a couple of our, the way that we built up early in that first 25 minutes, and that doesn't look like a team that's rusty. That looks like a team that's rolling. I'm sure the fatigue is something that everybody had to deal with, and you saw multiple players going down with cramps, and it's a hot summer day. But we all know that's what we're going to face, and it's hard to prepare without playing somebody else before you actually do it for real. We let that moment get away from us.
I know it's hard to think about it out, but the support you had, how many people were out, and they were loud.
For right now, it's hard for me to look at any silver lining. But the fact that we were able to open this beautiful stadium, and the fact that we were able to have fans in the stands, and it's beautiful. It's incredible that this is here, and I would have loved for that game to have a much better ending so that we could celebrate both this building and the opening of it and the result. And unfortunately, that didn't happen today.
John, just your thoughts. You guys came out. Your guys were wearing Black Lives Matter T-shirts. You guys took a knee during the national anthem, to show solidarity. Just what was behind that?
I mean, I just think collectively we talked about it a lot and made the decision that this was a moment in time and in our, culture and society that we needed to recognize that. And so, you've seen other teams do that all around the world, and we made the choice to do that, and obviously all of us made that choice.
Probably should get a ball, huh?
Score. Speedy, what does it mean to score the first goal in this stadium?
It felt good, It felt good. It felt good for the first. As you said, it's a historic moment, and I'm glad I was one who scored that goal. So yeah.
What's the environment like tonight after all months of no sports and no fans? Did it feel?
It was unreal, to be honest. Like it felt like a real professional game. Everything just felt right, and unfortunately we couldn't get the win. But next week we'll definitely come again.
What did you feel like happened after that first goal, and what went well for that, and then didn't go well from then on?
From then on, I think we just we took our foot off the gas for a little bit, you know, and they started picking it up, and for some reason we couldn't find it back, and that's what happened.
Speedy, what was sort of the message from coach, or how do you build off of this? You have obviously a week to go.
He was disappointed, but he was also positive, you know. He was like, yo, you know, this happened, and now we can look past it and look to next week. So that was good to hear.
Brian, so obviously you guys go one up there. What kind of happened after that from your vantage point?
I mean, we know what type of team Pittsburgh is with Bob Lilly as the coach. I think the mentality, you know, after we get that goal, the first 5, we need to come out firing again and almost, you know, go into half, forcing them out of the game. I think we took our step off, and we, you know, one little mishap, little nice ball over the top, good finish. But then come out at halftime and get 2 goals away. You know, it's frustrating. But the only thing we can do is watch the tape, move on, and I think that's something our team's done in the past. We've had a bad performance, and we go on a little streak. So I'm hoping, you know, going forward, our team gets back together this week and move on.
Brian, I mean, just given the fact of the long layoff, given the fact that you guys opened this stadium, are you surprised that the foot came off the gas?
I mean, you know, you're coming into this game, first game in the stadium. We got some fans, which are nice, and I think we were pumped. And then I don't know if the moment got to us, but you know, that's something you never really see with this team. So, I mean, obviously we're going to focus on that, move forward. But I mean, I know the guys in that locker room, myself, you know, that wasn't good enough today, and we got to keep fighting and show what we represent with this town.
The fact that you guys came out in Black Lives Matter t-shirts, you guys took a knee during the anthem to kind of show solidarity there. What was behind that?
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, a lot of stuff going on in the world. We wanted to be, you know, unified with teams all across, you know, not just the U.S., but you see it in Europe, EPL, Germany. So we wanted to be unified with, you know, the rest of the sports world. So I think we saw that out there today, Pittsburgh as well. Obviously, with all that going on, you know, our mindset's the game. We're frustrated we lost, but you know, life moves on. We'll fix it.
I know this game just happened, but do you know much about St. Louis, the next opponent?
I think they played Indy last night. Lost 2-0, so a bunch of us watched that game. You know, we were back at home. So nice thing is Pittsburgh wasn't in our group, so we get to start over with St. Louis, try to take some points off of them, because in the end, 2 teams come out of our group, there's 4 teams. So our mindset's now St. Louis, try to take some points away from them.
What'll be the focus this week going into Saturday as a team?
Well, you know, we'll get a little regroup, regen with the Sunday game, and now Saturday next week. Obviously watch some film, study St. Louis, get back to it. I think, you know, long layoff, so legs are heavy, but in the end that can't be an excuse. We need to have that will and that fight out there, and I don't think we showed it tonight in the last 30, so I think this week that's what we need to focus on, just the mentality part.
A lot of people around the country are watching this game tonight to see as much the game as the spectators and how they behave. There appeared to be no incidents. What do you take from that, and what does it mean for the future of team sports going forward?
I mean, it was a crazy experience because you have the MLS and they're playing in a bubble with no fans. USL is allowing us to play in our own home stadiums. And as an athlete, to come out here and play an empty stadium, yeah, we're getting a brand new stadium. It's nice, but we want fans. But I'm glad from the outside, you know, looking up there, it looked like everybody had their masks, taking, you know, the precautions, because even though if we're taking our precautions, they need to also, you know, play a huge role, because then this can get shut down right away. So, and we don't want that to happen. We all want sports out there because I think it's a good way to relieve everything. So, main thing is everybody take precautions, wash your hands, mask on, everything we've been doing already.